Hey everyone, what's going on? My name's Dan Giesing and welcome to a one-off. What's a one-off? We're just going to take a dive into this game and see if we like it and have some fun with it. So this is Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program is a sandbox type game where you start your own space program. You build your own spaceship and try to do whatever you want with it. It's kind of cool. From what I've seen other people play it, I'm just a forewarning, I'm not a very technical person. I don't know really anything about engineering whatsoever, and so we're gonna take this with a very casual approach, but we are gonna go through and start this off and check out some of the training. So let's go ahead and we'll get familiarized with this and take a look at it. Alright, so here we go. So this is what the interface looks like. Let's see what Jabroni in the upper right hand corner has to say. He says, whether you want to put a satellite into orbit or make a transcontinental flight, or step onto the very surface of the mun, you're going to need to build yourself a ship. Should be pretty easy. I like that he said it, mun. If you're not a famous rocket scientist like myself. So we can build whatever we want, we can do whatever we want, and let's see if we can't get ourselves into some trouble. So let's go ahead and see next in this tutorial. I will show you around the Space Center, take you to the vehicle assembly building. We learn how to construct a simple ship. Sounds good. We'll cover adding and removing parts, what the parts do, how to change performance settings, and so on and so forth. At the end of the tutorial, you have a craft fit for a quick hop from the launch pad. At each step, I will lock out all controls other than the ones you need for that step. If you still manage to mess up, probably will, you can press the back button. Very cool. Alright, we're now at the Kerbal Space Center. I'll give you a quick rundown. KSC for short is home to the pinnacle of Kerbal endeavors. To find out about each facilities, you can hover your mouse over each one. Take some time to hover over each building and learn what they do. Astronaut contains a living and recreation center for all crew members. New applicants need to be recruited. R&D, self-explanatory. Vehicle assembly. Space plane hangar allows the construction of spacecraft designed to be launched from the runway. Administration building may not seem exciting at first, but here's where all the strategic decisions are made. R&D. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And tracking station. Then it looks like this is the launch pad. Cool. So let's go check out the vehicle assembly building. Alright, very good. What you see here is the construction area. This is what I've seen a lot of people play. This is where your parts are placed and your craft is constructed. On the left side of the screen is a parts toolbox. We'll show all the parts you have available in each of the different categories once they're there to pick, that is. If you want your craft to be controllable, you need a command module. It's best to make the first part you place. This part will contain some plunky Kerbal crew or an automated pilot mechanism. As we're just starting, there's only one choice, so go ahead and select that from the Pods tab. Okay, MK1 Command Pod. Crash tolerance 14 meters per second. Alright. That's cost 600 what? Simoleons? After at least one part is placed, you can look around with the following camera controls. Arrows? Okay, cool. Zoom the camera. Keypad plus or minus. Shift and the scroll wheel. Got it. Okay, got it. If you'd like your pilot to be able to make more than one flight, he or she will have to return safely to the ground. Parachutes are the simple way to do this. They can be found in the utility tab. When you're choosing parts, you can view the detail of available parts by hovering over them in the toolbox. I'm going to go ahead and turn this music down just a hair here. Thank you, Kirby's. Alright, when you're choosing the parts, go ahead and select the MK16 parachute. Utility. MK16 parachutes, considered by some to be a little more than random stitching together of surplus parts. So what do we do here? And then we place it on the button. We move it around. Go ahead and select the parachute by left clicking it, then move it to the top of the command so the green sphere at the bottom lines up with the green sphere at the top. How do we go back? Click again to attach. Is that it? Oh, there we go. We need to get in there and really click it up. How do we click this thing? Whoops, we don't want two of those. I wonder how we double click to... There we go. There we go. Ah, we got it. That's very satisfying. Got it. We're connected. Some parts like the parachute have configurable options. Right click it. Do that now and you'll be able to see the available parameters. On the parachute you'll see that we can adjust our altitude and atmospheric pressure at which to open. It can be useful in distant worlds. For now, let's check that the opening height on the chute... What does that say? The opening height on the chute is at least 100 meters because safety is the Kerbal way after all. For the minimum pressure, move it all the way to the right for 75. And altitude is 1,000. The setting prevents the chute from activating until the atmosphere pressure is above the configured value. So even if you stage early, it will wait to activate. You can hide these options by right-clicking. Got it. Next up, we're going to need something to make us go. Click on the Engines tab. Okay. We have a thumper filled with a new, even more volatile fuel. There's a lot of numbers on this stuff. All right. Let's pick this up and we'll go ahead and attach the ball bearing to there. We're getting the makings of our first rocket. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Grab one and connect it. You may zoom in. Also, oops, I forgot you're just starting out. You're not a famous rocket scientist, and make the craft survivable as it stands, you'd have to become a better rocket scientist than me. The problem with that craft is a solid rocket is too powerful for a payload. It will either burn up on the ascent or burn up coming down. Even if you survive, the mass will cause it to fall so the parachute not operate properly. I promise to teach you how to change that to make it work in a later tutorial, but for now let's continue. Well, at least this way I can tell you about the moving parts. Pick up the back thumper and either drop it or press delete. Let's just press delete. Okay, or we can move it there next. Instead, let's add a solid motor that's a better match for the ship of this size. At the start of your career mode, you will have what I call rubbish parts. Literally, the motor here looks like it may be a converted trash can. Hey, look. We make good stuff out of trash, alright? That said, it does have enough oomph to get the little craft moving skyward. Alright, we got the flea going. Nice one, you've built the simplest survivable craft possible. We could go launch this right now, but it might be safer to explain one other thing. In the bottom right corner, which is a little cut off to me, so let me go, if I can go full screen here, instead of windowed mode, that will probably help. Hold on, cancel. We don't want to leave. Let's finish this up here then. Alright, it says in the bottom right you see the staging stack. It's the box with the number 0 and icons above it. The stack shows us which parts will be activated as we stage our rocket. What this shows is that when we activate the next stage, both the engine and parachute will be triggered. While it could be considered funny to open the chute and fire the motor at the same time, it's not give you much of a flight. To fix this, we need to separate the engine and chute in 2 stages. If you mouse over the 0 stage, you will see a plus and minus appear. Click the plus to add a new stage. Okay. If you add too many, click the minus. Got it. So we want to move this to 1. Does 1 come before 0? Tell us what to do. Excellent. Important note, the stage is activating the highest number and count down. So our first will be 1, last will be 0. Got it. Now drag the engine. Got it. Cool. Saving for later. Now we have a safe, relatively safe craft ready to go. Let's make sure that if we need this design again, we have to build it all from scratch. Nice. At the top of the screen, you see a name for our craft. Untitled Spacecraft. Doesn't seem so majestic. Why don't you change it something more to your style? We'll call this Yeezy 1. Let's use I. Yeezy 1. Ship description. It's basic, but it's still easy. Awesome. All right. You can use the load screens later. Got it. That makes sense. Excellent work. Feel free to play around with the parts. When you're ready, continue press the red button in the upper right corner to exit. All right. Save and continue. Really, that was the end of the first part of the tutorial, just making a basic ship. Now we're going to figure out how to fly it. There it is. Yeezy 1 should be right there, and we're back in this. Like I said, We have a casual take on space games around here, so feel free to roastation in the comments. Just joking, don't do that. Let's get back in this. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center launch facility. I'm Gene Kerman. I'll teach you the basics of piloting a spacecraft. I think we got that covered. Haven't you seen our Star Citizen videos there? Good old Gene. I trust you've already checked the basic construction tutorial. Got it. Today we run through all the important controls. Our little hopper from your basic construction. We don't call it little hopper. We're ready to go. Flying a space... Excuse me? Flying a spacecraft is all about being in control of a very chaotic situation. Sounds like we're right there. As a pilot, your main flight controls will affect the pitch, yaw, and roll of the ship. Let's take a look at those first. All the other controls will be locked until they're needed. Got it. Yaw, roll, pitch. Gotcha. S and W is up and down. A and D. Got it. Try it now. Notice the indicator in the lower left side. Raw, yaw, pitch, roll. Gotcha. Throttle plus pitch are the main controls. We got it. We'll skip over throttle. I understand. In flight, all the planning you put in the staging sequence of your ship comes into play. From the launch to the final deployment, you can control the activation of several ship space parts by hitting space. Okay, space is the next stage. Notice the stage indicator in the lower left corner. It shows the currently active stage. Got it, right down there. Makes sense. I have your staging controls locked for now, so the stage indicator is glowing purple. One more thing on staging. If the staging setup is causing strife or you change your mind, you can edit the stage sequence on the fly. Pun intended. No need to go back to the assembly. Gotcha. Thank you for those kind words. Most important thing about knowing is your ship is how it's oriented and where it is going. That's why good pilots are always aware of the ship's attitude, where it's pointing, and its velocity meter, where it's going. Okay? These aren't always the same directions. Your skills should improve. The big round instrument in the lower center is called the nav ball. This device sums up most of the critical information needed for proper death-free flight. Okay? Here you'll see the ship's nose in relation to the horizon. This sounds like it's important. When you're not pointing straight up, it's easy. If you're not straight pointing up, it's easily visible as a line between blue sky and brown ground. You also get several icons. Got it. I'm more of a hands-on learner, but I feel like we should probably just generally read this. Altimeter shows the distance to the planet surface sea level. This means the actual surface may be much closer, so watch out for the ground. The vertical speed indicator shows you how quickly your altitude is changing. When it's launching, it's best to consider to keep this gauge pointing up. The atmosphere gauge indicates how deep the ship is in the planet's atmosphere. This helps you know if the ship is high enough for orbiting without losing speed. This is going to be fun. One last thing before we give this rocket the green light. The staging stack, you can see the indicator for your parachute. Where is that? Staging stack. Okay, right there. The background will change to indicate when it's safe to release the parachute. The foreground will color depending on the parachute's state. The left three show safety: safe, risky, and unsafe. Okay, so gray is good. The chute is unstaged white. The green shows after staging, armed, deployed, and cut shredded. Okay, I guess we're familiar with the colors. Enough talk. That's what I'm about. I'm about that action, boss. You may press escape at any time to pause the game. That's important. In the pause menu, you can restart the flight or end this tutorial. For now, get yourself to hit space when we go. Here we go. Yeezy 1, prepare for our initial launch of all time. Our first time. I wonder if we can spray paint somehow at some point. What is this? Gasoline. There's got to be a way we can, like, paint on it. Anyways, here we go. Prepare for launch in 3, 2, Valentina Kerman. This is who's in there. Ooh, internal view. You're curious. You can look at what they're up to when there are multiple Q. Got it. C gets us out here. Can we rename her? Oh, EVA. Interior overlay. Ooh, this is sweet. Look at that. You may not come back, Valentina, but have a nice life. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's go. Okay, what's going on right now? Okay, so right now we are... Look at this! Whoa, 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 what happened to our engines? 500 meters from the surface. What the heck? And what is going on here? We got some action. Okay, almost 9,000 meters into space. 10,000 meters into space, surface. Wait, what is this? Orbit, surface. Okay, let's see. Up you go. You can try practicing some of the controls. We did 0 controls. Your solid motor is burned out and you're passing through the highest point in your flight. Your speed is low enough that it's safe to stage again and deploy the parachute. Look how happy she is. She's so happy. Alright, let's slow the spinning down there, Captain. Alright, so now we're coming back down to the surface. Let's see if we can level this thing up. Whoa, 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 under control. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, should we let's rip the parachute. Our parachute is still gray. Here we go. Now we sit back and enjoy the descent. I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Where's our parachute though? What the heck? Parachute deploy. We're coming in hot, fam. Fam, we're coming in hot. Oh, is the parachute already deployed? Okay. Wait, let's see if we can land. I didn't know the parachute was out. Look at this. NASA, watch out. What if we can cut the parachute? There's got to be some way. Now we sit back and enjoy the descent. So that's good. Get back to our surface. 190 meters to land. I wonder if we can still slide around. May want to be careful with that though. And we have our first successful landing. Please. We did it. You survived your first quick flight. Alright, so we can take a quick breath. We've recovered everything. We landed decently. And I think now we get to mess around with the person. It says when you're landed or splashed on Kerbin and not in training, you can point the mouse just above the altimeter and click recover button. Staging, docking, toggle map, altimeter. I don't see that. Recover button. I've also unlocked the crew hatch, so if you feel like going out for a walk or a swim, click on the EVA button. EVA. Oh, sweet. And then we could just climb out, board. Oh, so you can explore space. Rip skins. Alright, so we can do that. This concludes today's lesson. Exit training, hit escape. Look at this. What a little cute little gumbo thing that is. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the third training mission.